Welcome to the Find Your Leadership Confidence podcast with Vicki Noethling. You are about to discover impactful lessons that help you grow as an individual, grow your confidence, and find the positive and good within you, so you powerfully and authentically become the best version of yourself. Be sure you visit our website at www.findyourleadershipconfidence.com. While you're there, subscribe to us via your favorite network. Now tune in, get ready, and enjoy the journey of emerging as a leader of exception in the 21st century.
Welcome, everyone, to the Find Your Leadership Confidence podcast. I'm your host, Vicki Noethling, coming to you from Roswell, Georgia. The goal of this podcast is to bring topics and guests that will empower you to become that confident leader and take your business and your life to the next level. Today, I am very excited to have with me Kaylea Van Arsdale. And let me tell you a little bit about Kaylea. She is a business and life coach with a master's degree in psychology and over 14 years of experience in coaching operations management. She works with women entrepreneurs to help them scale their businesses with courses, communities, and masterminds while creating their dream lives with an approach that focuses on resilience, accountability, and actionable strategies that inspire transformation. So we're going to talk today about overcoming challenges as a mom and entrepreneur. So please join me in welcoming my guest, Kaylea Van Arsdale. Kaylea, so happy to have you on the show.
Thank you. Wow. Such an amazing introduction. And what a powerful show to be on. Like, really inspiring. That confidence and leadership is so important.
Yeah. And it's so easy to be taken away. And so,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it's a never ending challenge and opportunity for us. So I always start out with two really easy questions. The first is just tell everybody, where do you live? Where do you call home?
I am currently in Arkansas, and I've just considered Midwest, United States to be my home, but I've lived all over. Arkansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, Kansas. I even spent some time in Alaska. I just
Well,
really love moving around. So right now, Arkansas is home.
very good. I think I just interviewed a few days ago someone that was from Arkansas.
Oh,
So we talked about, what you do today, but I'd love for you to share the journey that you had, the different paths that took you, and some challenges that you might have had to overcome that really inspired what you do today and why you do it.
yeah. So it really is one very big moment happened for me. I was being pinned down and screamed at by my abuser, and my 2-year-old walked in, and it was like, oh, my mom had told me a story of how my dad did this and how she left him for it. And here I am doing the cycle again, and I don't want to repeat that. So I left and really sought to figure out who I was, and that really required a lot of work, a lot of tenacity and resilience to not go back to that situation. But I
Yeah.
found like I am now a single mother. I need to find a way to take care of my child and still spend time with my child. So I found out that I could work from home, and I utilized Upwork.com to become a virtual assistant for various executives and learned everything I could about every aspect of each business so that I could be of best service. And it kind of led me to this point where I'm like, all right, I have all these skills and all this knowledge, and I want to make a bigger impact. I need to create my own business. So that's how Manage by Magic came about. I was like, I need a team that we can utilize to really support the clients and scale and help more people because I'm just one person.
Yeah.
And, it just kind of spawned out of like the desire to help more people.
Awesome. So you talk about your story of your mom and now you as your 2-year-old grows up. how will you inspire her not to repeat the pattern?
Yeah. So it's all, I realize like they soak everything up. They just really absorb everything they see and hear, and then they reflect it back. And I realize like if they're walking in and they're seeing this now, it's only a matter of time before they think this is love. This is how I am to be loved or how I love somebody. This is the life that I should seek because it's what my mom has. And that's just the norm. But when I
Mm-hmm.
left, I set really firm boundaries on what I would accept into my life romantically and personally and career wise as well. And it all like stemmed from like setting really clear boundaries, communicating those boundaries as clear as I could, and then, standing by them. And in doing that, my child is now almost 13, and they point out unhealthy relationships in TVs and movies. And they're like, wow, mom, they should really just sit down and talk more. And I'm like, yes, yes, I'm doing it. Like, and finally, I'm breaking the cycle because they're realizing, like, this is what a healthy relationship looks like. I'm now married, been with my spouse for 10 years, and we've not once had an argument.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like breaking the example by being the example, you have to
Yeah.
go up and show them like this is how you should love somebody.
Mm.
Yeah.
Such a great, great story and great advice too.
Yeah.
So you talk about setting boundaries. When we think about moms and entrepreneurs, and you know, a lot of times both feel overwhelmed and sometimes just burn out. And I think it's because they haven't set boundaries. So talk to us a little bit about, setting boundaries in both instances. As a mom, you can't do it all. Life isn't perfect. And
Yeah.
as an entrepreneur.
Well, I mean, it's, when you're an entrepreneur, everything in your life affects your business and all of your business affects your life. So it's like one big thing that needs managed. And the biggest misconception I found with boundaries is people say, like, oh, that means you're blocking out everybody. And I'm like, no, we're making sure that we set boundaries around what we will accept into our life and what we won't accept. And that includes treatment of ourselves and how we think about ourselves and the work we put into ourselves. So, a boundary that I set is every morning from 9 to 10, it's blocked off in my calendar. It's got a big notification so it alerts me on my phone. And it says, self love, take care of yourself first. And it reminds me like I need to take care of myself in the morning to really set my day up for success so that I can be the best I can for my children, for my
Mhm.
clients, for myself.
Yeah, very true. And
Yeah.
and it's, I remember whenever I first started working remotely, and it was before COVID or any of those things, and I had to put in my calendar, eat,
Yeah.
go for a
Yes.
walk, take a break, walk around the house. Because
Absolutely.
if not, I was working like 24/7, and there's always something else that comes across
Oh,
your
yeah.
desk. There's another email, there's another report, there's another whatever. And so you do have to just say, no, this is what I'm doing right now for
Yeah. Because
me.
if you don't, you're going to be weaker. You're going to be more tired, more agitated. Your mind's
Hmm.
not going to be as present. You're not going to be as present. So you're really doing yourself a disservice when you do all that consistent work. And it's so easy to slip into that. So, like, find a time at the end of the day where you're like, that's my cut point. I'm going to close my computer. I'm not going to work on anything after this time. And like, really stick to it because you'll find, like, oh, I didn't need to do everything that I was doing,
Yes. And
and
and it's and it you even find that if you're working in an office where you used to be, you think, well, I always leave my desk clean. I was like, after a while, you just realize, no, It will still be there tomorrow. And, and to learn how to prioritize what's has to be done, you know, what you
Yeah.
can start and finish another day, and then what really do you have on your desk that just needs to be delegated to someone else or not done at all.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a big thing that especially women need to think about is that the world is built around a 24-hour male biological clock. Right. So every day they get up, they have the rush of energy, they eat their food, they go through the day. It's the same thing, repeat every day. But women, we are not on a 24-hour biological clock. We're on a 28-day cycle. Right. So how we feel one day is not how we're going to feel the
Yeah,
next day. And one
that's
week
true.
differs from the next week. And so once you like recognize, oh, this week I'm like really exhausted and it seems to happen around this time every month, maybe there's something going on here that I can do to really set myself up for success. Because
Mm,
I know at the beginning, our first week of our cycle, we're like so energized, we have so much creativity. So we take on a lot of projects. And then a couple weeks go by and we're like, oh, our energy is waning. But now we had taken on all these projects. So we're overworking ourselves. Whereas if we look at, oh, in a couple weeks, my energy is going to be down, I'm going to block off extra time in my calendar for me to take care of myself. And
hmm.
that's okay. We're still incredibly productive and efficient and hardworking. We're just utilizing the cycle to
Yeah,
empower us.
very true. So you said in the beginning about being a VA and working for someone else as you learn the skills. So talk about, a lot of moms and really, as an entrepreneur, I utilize a VA. And even before I started my own business, I thought, well, maybe that's what I'll do. After I retired, maybe that's what I'll do. I have all these skills. I should just help others in that respect. So talk about how that has helped you in your business to really get the confidence to do what you do.
Yeah, I mean, every time an executive would go, "Hey, can you do this or know how to do this?" and or find somebody who can do it. I was always really eager to learn. And so I would be like, I don't know how to do it, but I can learn it because normally different softwares have like help pages, tutorials. There's YouTube out there. Now you have Chat GPT, so the learning curve is incredibly reduced for everything that you want to learn. So I learned property management, website design, graphic design, video editing, how to create a course, like how to write a book, how to publish a book, how to do in-person events, because someone come to me and go, I have an idea. And I'm like, that's a really cool idea. I would love to help you create that. And then I would learn and do it and then do it again and improve, like
Hmm.
actually reflect on how things went and go, this went well, this could be improved. So next time we improve it and continue to improve it and
Hmm.
continue to learn. And so if starting off, just have that can-do attitude that you're eager to learn, actually seek out the free courses that'll teach you how to do it and then throw that skill on your resume and let people know, like, I know how to video edit. It's honestly not that hard how to do it. Like I've taught team members how to video edit. So now I hand off the majority of the video editing is done by a team member that I have
Hmm.
trained on how to do it. So it's like you can learn if you're just, inquisitive enough and you'll actually
Yeah,
seek it out.
yeah. Someone I once talked to, I always say that courage leads confidence, but another person said curiosity and courage leads to
Oh, nice.
confidence. And I think that that's a great way to look at it, to be curious. And then once you see the challenge maybe in front of you, to have the courage to say, yeah, I'm going to try. That's
Yeah.
all we're asking is I'll try.
And I think that's a big thing is like, people go, I shouldn't create this because I've never done something like this before and it scares me. And I'm like, okay, you should do it because it scares you. What an exciting opportunity to grow and potentially scale your business if you create a course.
Yeah.
Like, if you just look at the can-do opportunity of it, and there's so many things that you can actually get done
Mm-hmm.
if you just try and just learn. And yeah, that confidence isn't there immediately. Even after the first time, not incredibly confident, more confident than before I started it. And then the next time, a little bit more confident until it's just like routine. And you're like, it's nothing. I can handle it. Piece of cake, you know?
Yeah.
And so practice helps a lot.
Yeah. So when we're talking about this, it really fits nicely into my next question about strategies to help women who are really trying to overcome feeling imposter syndrome.
Mhm. Yeah, that
So
one's a
what,
hard one, you know? We all feel it. And it happens just randomly throughout the day,
yeah.
you know, and you could have like defeated it a month ago and suddenly it pops up. It's that insecurity and fear. And I like to look at it and go, okay, is this fear something that's going to keep me alive or is it keeping me living small?
Mm,
Like, don't go next to that snake, it's going to bite you. Okay, obviously that's a fear I should listen to. Don't create this course because whatever is not a, logical fear
mm,
to give into. And when you
mm,
say yes to fear, you're saying no to everything else on the other side of that. And on the other side of fear is honestly growth. It's where you learn,
yeah.
it's where you change and
Mm-hmm.
transform, So I look at it and go, okay, there's this thought here. I want to be a speaker, but imposter syndrome says, who are you to get on stage and speak to a bunch of women, right? Who's going to listen to you? And instead of thinking, yeah, who's going to listen to me? I shouldn't do it. I go, you know what? I'll make them listen. This is a challenge for me. This is something I'm going to put on head first because why am I telling myself no to this? If I don't get out on stage, it's a shame that I'm not going to be able to share and inspire
Yeah.
other people. And why am I going to let fear take that away from not only myself, but everyone else I could impact positively by saying no to fear?
Mm. And even, if you take it down, even from that speaking on stage to just being in a room full of your coworkers
Oh, yeah.
and they're, it's your manager or your leader of the team ask for ideas and you just sit back and let everybody else speak. And then the worst feeling in the world is whenever someone says just what you were thinking, but
Yeah.
they had the confidence to say it first.
Yeah. And I think, with that, I like to remind myself because I get in those situations a lot where I'm in a room of people that are certainly way more successful than me because I like to surround myself with incredibly successful people. And in doing so, I do feel that imposter syndrome try to creep in and try to keep me quiet on my ideas and not, add to it. But then I consciously remind myself that I deserve a seat at this table
Hmm.
and that I deserve to voice my opinions and my ideas because once again, maybe there's just one person there that's going to be like, yeah, that's a cool idea. Or I thought of that idea too. Let's collaborate.
Hmm. And whenever you are building your business and so hungry and you think, well, everybody that knocks on my door, virtual or real, needs to work with me. But I think the beauty of being in this type of world that we're in is that we don't have to work with those horrible people or jerks or whoever any longer, that we have a choice. And I think our fear is that there won't be anybody else knocking at the door if I say no to
Ooh,
that person. So talk about that a little bit.
nice. Yeah. So if you're saying yes to that person is taking your time, right? And that time cannot be spent elsewhere because you're giving it to them. which means that you're just continuing to facilitate this cycle where they're going to continue to be this nuisance and you're going to continue to keep them on. But here's the thing, when you let them go, it allows you to have that time back, and now you can spend that time on a better client who is more receptive or, more eager to actually apply what you want them to, so you can see results yourself. And that's a big one, is telling people like, hey, sorry, this isn't going to work out. And you get that fear of like, I'm losing money by telling them no, but I get more time and I can actually get a client that's going to get the results because they're putting in the work. And I've
Yeah.
had to tell clients no, like, I'm sorry, you keep changing your mind last minute. It's causing a lot of stress on your team. It's causing a lot of stress on me. We're not starting to see results because you're not being consistent. And I really want to make a big impact. I really want to impact people. I'm not able to do that if you're not going to put in the work as well. And so
Yeah.
this isn't going to work out. And by freeing that up, I was able to get a client that pays more money, actually does the work, and I see the result of the work that's being done. So I get to feel that like, oh, I'm actually having a positive impact. And with doing that, it's once again, if you say yes to everything, you're saying no to all the other stuff that really could, accelerate your business and
Yeah.
propel it forward. And so you
Yeah.
like niche down if you have to, get really specific on who you're helping and what you're doing to help them, and focus on that area and just be consistent and push forward with it.
I think too, sometimes we forget about the impact to our brand
Mhm.
whenever we aren't focusing on the main thing. And, you know, as a speaker, if I'm training someone and they're not taking my advice or not open to the criticism of how or feedback. And so if they go and speak somewhere and and somebody knows that I've coached them, it's not going to do well
Yeah.
for my brand to have that person. So certainly there are just times where you need to let people move on.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's really important that you realize that your business is the focus here. Like, especially as you're helping clients, it can be so easy to get caught up in actually providing them service that you let your business kind of go to the wayside as you're, actually
Yeah.
supplying service. And so, like, actually continue to focus on and build your brand and grow it, instead of letting it, kind of fall to the wayside and accepting all these other things and getting so confused. And so now you're having 50 clients with 10 different niches, and you don't even know how to switch in a moment's notice when a different client texts you. And so
No,
it, work starts to suffer, your brand starts to suffer. And no one wants that.
no, no. So I learned this early on, but tell us, why do you believe courses, communities, and masterminds are so powerful to being able to grow your business?
Yeah, I mean, especially after COVID. Now, I was doing courses before COVID, but especially after COVID is when we started to see like, oh, people are really understanding the impact that these courses and masterminds and workshops and retreats have. And we started to realize like people were really missing out on the in-person aspect to it, right? So we created communities and in-person events for people to really encourage and facilitate their learning. At the same time, what we're seeing is that we're building communities, we're increasing confidence and social, behaviors, better money management. We're seeing that people are actually engaging so much more
Mm,
with courses and communities and masterminds than with just a regular service or one-on-one coaching, essentially. And that's because students learn from each other in a way that is
mhm.
unlike what a teacher can provide. A teacher can provide a lot. But the peer on peer interaction is where it really digs in deep, because
Hmm.
there's this psychological effect of like, this person is my peer. They're going through the same thing. I'm more connected to them than the instructor. So when they make a win, I feel like, oh, I can make a win. And when I make a win, they feel that way too. And when I have challenges, they're more likely to understand because they're at my level than the instructor who is 10 levels ahead of me. And
Hmm.
so, it provides deeper understanding, better application of it, more confidence behind it as well. And then we start seeing students taking charge of their learning and helping their peers learn as well. So we do a lot of, hey, come in, do a little bit of a speech, teach this topic to your peers, and watch students teach each other in a way that's like, oh, as an instructor, I would have worded that differently, but the way you worded it really connects with your other peers. And
Yeah.
so, it's just amazing to see that learning is greatly impacted by the peer support and the social aspect behind it. So it encourages people to continue to stick with your brand. They
Yeah.
continue to come back for more information after they've applied and learned, like, oh, what I applied directly changed my life. I'm coming back for more. So we've
Mm.
seen, retention is just off the charts. We have clients that have students who have been there for years, have spent over hundreds of thousands of dollars on their courses, and are still coming back for more. And a lot of
Mm.
that is because they get that community and peer interaction they don't get elsewhere.
Yeah. And I always liked, when I started everything, I started doing Zoom because immediately because of the Zoom rooms, because I wanted to be able to have that interaction, that intimates of having three or four people all just sharing ideas for 5 or 10 minutes together just to get their things going and taking away some of the feeling that you're just sitting back at your desk absorbing stuff, and maybe your mind's wandering off to different things around your house, whereas when you can get them into the room and give them a task or a thought to ponder on and to reflect on, it really gets them more engaged. And I
Mhm.
just always love that, because if I was teaching them in person, we would do small groups and I would go around to the rooms and being able to interject. So in the Zoom room, I would just pop in and things as well. So yeah, the way we can train is fabulous. So it's time now for us to just do a couple rapid fire things. First, and you may have already answered this, but what piece of advice would you wish to give your younger self?
Oh my gosh, I would tell her, like, you are worth your dreams, and it doesn't have to wait until you get fed up with the life that you have. That if you're just even a little bit unhappy, it's time to make a change and start moving towards what you actually want.
Yeah. I think people are they get comfortable of being uncomfortable,
Mm.
and will stay in that place because they're afraid of the unknown. And I always think, well, it could be worse, but it could be, oh, so much better.
Yeah, and the better is absolutely worth it. Like now,
Yeah.
healthy relationship, thriving business, I get to empower so many other people. But that only happened because I said yes to my future self.
Yeah. And so you have a 13-year-old. Raising a teenager's sometimes challenging. Anyway, um, how are you maintaining a healthy relationship with, having her understand the value of you as this inspirational woman of change and mom?
Yeah. So I homeschool them as well.
Oh, there you go.
Well, I get to spend so much time with my children. I have a lot of expertise within the education area. I know how to create curriculum and lesson plans. And really facilitate learning. And so I was like, I really want to teach my children from a young age all the life skills that they're going to need. And along the way, the other skills that they're really interested in. So we get to spend so much time together.
Mm,
And with that, I'm just incredibly blessed that I get to
mm,
have the abundance of time that I have with them because they're so phenomenal. My children are, big hearts, wild
nice.
minds. They're so curious and courageous and adventurous and inspiring. And they're really out for social justice as well, which I find just beautiful that they stick up for minorities and for individuals who have it less than them or for people who are targeted by bullying. And they really understand the positivity behind it. But I
Awesome.
understand like puberty, it's going to be a wild ride, and we're just going to calmly communicate with them along the way and help them understand how their hormones are playing a part in their emotions and in their development, and just kind of be along with it.
Yeah. And I think the foundation that you've set with them about self-worth
Yeah.
and um and knowing themselves, it just gives them such a heads up because a lot of bad relationships I think we get into is because we let someone else think that we're not worth what we're worth. You
Yeah.
know, that we have to be somebody else to please them. And, you know, you got to
Yeah, I
love who
hope
you
to
are.
remove that entirely, let them be that kind of empowering person who's
Yeah.
like, this is how we love, and, not accept anything less than that. And I think that should be the goal for everybody. Like, what kind of love and life are you accepting?
Hmm. Yeah. And so for all of the moms and entrepreneurs out there who think, you know, I can't do both. But I think, you're a proof that you can.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I was a working mom all 40 some years that I worked in the corporate world, and now, I am a working grandmom. But I think the the value and the benefit of knowing you have purpose and that you are able to influence your children to be all they can be by, as you said, by leading by example.
Mhm.
And you can be a great mom, and every skill that you're acquiring as this great mom that stays home will someday serve you well when the kids are gone and you think, I want more.
Yeah. And
You're a
that's,
great project manager. You're a great event planner. There's all these things, and I think they sometimes forget that they bring a lot to the table as a
oh, yeah.
mom.
I think that's, largely the social views behind motherhood is that like, oh, go home and take care of the kids and whatnot. It's like I went to school when I had a baby. I, got my master's when I had a toddler. I did everything that I could do with a child right there attached to my hip and side, and it honestly wasn't that hard.
Hmm.
It's just as they've
It's your
grown older,
mindset.
it helps, and how you communicate with them as well. They're just little adults, is what they are. They're like tiny little adults. They're just so curious about everything. So I talk to them like curious adults and actually engage with them and explain how the world works. So when it's things like I need to be on a client call or on a podcast, whatever it may be, it's like, hey, guys, it's quiet time. After quiet time, we're going to spend some time together. And they really do understand and respect that if you just give them the opportunity and you teach them, this is the boundary that I have to have for work. And it's important because it allows me to stay home with you guys
Yeah.
and be here. So I need this quiet time. And they do understand and respect it. So it's like, just give your child the opportunity to show you, like, yeah, they can go into another room quietly while you work as a virtual assistant from home.
One of the funniest things my 5-year-old grandson said a while back was, and his mom and dad, his mom and dad both work from home, and his dad also travels quite a lot as an accountant. And so they do a lot of Zoom meetings and things and Teams meetings from home. And they hear this is my quiet time, so you just need to give me some space. So my 5-year-old grandson said to me, Oma, this is my quiet time, I need some space.
Yeah, see, they absorb. And then they're going to be
So
able to communicate that when they become adults and have to do the same thing with their children. They're like, oh, I can work from home and be with my kids because my parents did it and it wasn't a
mhm,
problem.
yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Well, you shared a lot of information here that hopefully will help those moms and entrepreneurs out there to overcome any challenges that they have. Look at the challenges as an exciting opportunity for them to grow and to become more in everything that they do. And so, if you are interested in finding more about what Kaylea has to offer and want to check out some of her things that she has on social media, I'm going to share my slide that I always share. If you are just listening, you can go to my YouTube channel to be able to get all the information there in my show notes, as well as my website of findyourleadershipconfidence.com. All right, so the website is managedbymagic.com. Again, that's managedbymagic.com. On Facebook, it is Managed by Magic Kaylea. So that's initial cap, managed, and then magic and Kaylea, all initial cap. And then Instagram is Managed by Magic Kaylea, all small letters. Instagram is at Kaylea Van Arsdale. So that's KayleaVanArsdale. All right, so I'm going to turn it over to Kaylea. She's going to tell you her call to action today, what she has out on her website, as well as the social media and how often she's out there. So you might connect with her more easily. Kaylea.
Yeah, so you can go to managedbymagic.com and get a free discovery call where we'll go over your dream life plan, your dream business plan, and your dream year plan to really get you guidance and clarity on where you want to go for this next year. And then if you want, we have a community called the Court of Queens. It's all for woman empowerment, and we do everything teaching you how to create a course, how to create a website, to how to overcome imposter syndrome and syncing your life with your schedule. So, yeah, just find me on managedbymagic.com.
Awesome. Kaylea, it was just so wonderful getting to know you, and you really shared some very good insights. I love that you shared your story. I think it will be beneficial to many out there. And all you moms and entrepreneurs, you can do it. We are here believing in you, and you just need to reach out and, as she said, bring people to your table that will help you grow. And we are here to help you grow. So, Kaylea, thanks so much for being such an awesome guest.
Thank you so much for inspiring so many people to lead with confidence.
Awesome. As always, I remind everyone that life is a journey, and it's up to you to enjoy the ride. This is Vicki Noethling signing off.
Thank you for tuning into the Find Your Leadership Confidence podcast with Vicki Noethling, where we share impactful lessons that help you grow as an individual, grow your confidence, and find the positive and good within you so you powerfully and authentically become the best version of yourself. Remember to visit our website at www.findyourleadershipconfidence.com and enjoy even more great episodes like this one. Again, while you're here, subscribe to us via your favorite network. We look forward to seeing you next time on the Find Your Leadership Confidence podcast.